Now, peer-to-peer car sharing business Car Next Door is faced with a tough predicament. Scale up to succeed or continue on their existing path and eventually pack it in. To get the numbers they need, the business only has to create a bigger buzz and also address their processes and sales plan. To help them get started, PR and marketing expert Sharon Williams dropped by to share her tips.
So tell me about Car Next Door and how you got started.
I really wanted to get into something that was reducing the amount of carbon going to the world and having a positive environmental impact. I decided that peer-to-peer car sharing was the way to go. There's 7 million cars in Australian capital cities, and most of those sit around doing nothing for 93% of the time, so they're very, very rarely used. So what we want to do is take just a small fraction of those cars, we only need sort of 1% of them, and turn them into share cars so that other people can start borrowing them.
How's it been going for you this last 2 years?
So we launched in December 2012, and since then we've onboarded 130 cars and nearly 2,500 borrowers who borrow those cars. So yeah, it's growing very, very fast.
So Will, on that journey, what's been the biggest challenge?
We're not making a great deal of money per customer. It's just a few dollars. So we need to work out how to acquire customers at the cheapest possible rate so that we can actually build a sustainable business.
So I go online on your website and I register that I want to either rent out my car or I want to hire a car. How do you answer all those questions? You know, what if my car gets stolen? What do I do about petrol, insurance, safety?
We've got two sides to our marketplace. We've got borrowers looking to borrow cars and owners looking to rent their cars out. For a borrower, it's quite a risk-free and small transaction, so we very rarely get many questions from borrowers. It's a bit of a different story on the owner side because you're entrusting your beloved asset to be shared out by multiple people, and you've got a lot of questions you want to ask. So
I like the way that you've got the phone number, so at any point through the process I could stop and phone you, but if it's 10 o'clock at night, I'd rather just have those questions answered really quickly. I do think that people will bulk at different stages through the website, and I want you to really push the safety message on the site. You could perhaps even have the top 6 questions somewhere at the side of the process, so that the obvious questions, is petrol included? What about insurance? What happens if they wreck my car? Do I have to have it cleaned? Maybe some of those obvious questions you could probably put as a little revolving thing.
You're right, that should be stuff that's right there front and centre as people are signing up.
The business has made some inroads, but really needs to crank things up. After the break, we hear Sharon's fundamental steps to getting more customers across the line.
Where do you want to take the business? What are you going to do with it?
So we want to have 10,000 cars being shared by 180,000 borrowers across all Australian major cities. So what we're going to do to get there is get our systems and processes sharper, more efficient, and then also work out how to market what we're doing a lot better than what we're doing.
Okay, so what I'd like you to think about is looking at your borrowers and your owners as 2 different markets. So what you're doing is segmenting your borrowers into all the different types of borrowers, and you're segmenting your owners into all the different types of owners. When you know exactly who you're talking to, then it's really easy to work out, right, oh, I know where I find uni students. Oh, I know where I find investment bankers. So you start to do marketing programs to them that are very tailored and segmented rather than just do marketing.
Right, okay. Any ideas for how you would specifically market to an investment banker on a low budget?
I would have lots of business press, business PR about your company, so that when they're reading the financial review or the business papers, you're there. And I'd also be hanging around outside banks with leaflet drops with some lovely young people dressed in bright T-shirts with your logo and handing them out outside the institutions that you know that there are 2,000 potential owners and customers up there.
Yeah, right.
So one of the reasons you went into this was very much a moral viewpoint on sustainability, and I'm wondering how much you use that in your marketing.
We would actually like to talk more about the sustainability side and our reasons for it, and we do that a bit. Is there any risk in pushing your environmental agenda too far because it could then turn off a whole market segment?
Drive sustainability. You're in this because you want to save the planet. And therefore, let's talk about that. It will capture people. It's who you are and what you're standing for. And a brand has to be the same. So the brand has to stand by what your belief system is.
Yeah, right.
You're growing organically at the moment, so you're going after another like on the Facebook. You're going after another borrow and hire of the cars. Why not partner with some people out there, some organisations, Clean Up Australia, some of the universities, some of the major banks, and target them where they have perhaps thousands of potential customers. So we know what we've got to do.
Looking good.
Good luck and have fun.
Thanks, Sharon.
So Sharon's key tips there are communicate your business values, break down your target market into segments, and look at partnerships with bigger organisations to leverage their audience. It's really great advice.